Hi, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Made by Marymount, the official Marymount Athletics podcast. Today, I'm joined by two female cross-country and track and field athletes, Madeleine Paré and Bri Weirsky. Today, I talked to the duo about their upcoming meet this weekend, their championship run in track and field last year, and we learned a little bit more about the friendship duo. With that, let's talk to Bri and Maddie. Hi, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Made by Marymount, the official Marymount Athletics podcast. Today, I'm joined by two female cross-country and track and field athletes, Madeleine Paré and Bri Weirsky. How are you ladies doing today?
Good.
Good, yeah.
So I'm literally catching you guys on a meet day. Pretty exciting. So we're going to touch on that in a little bit. But let's talk a little bit about your sport here, because our sports actually are complete opposite, because I dread when I have to do your sport and you guys are like excelling at it. So tell me a little bit about kind of what got you into running cross country and track and field, kind of like what brought that love for running for you guys.
Well, so I started when I was in high school, my sophomore year, and I started because one of my friends, he was in cross country and he was leaving class. This is really random. He was leaving class to go to Vermont for a cross country meet, and I was like, "Where are you going? Like, why are you leaving?" And he was like, "Well, I have a cross country meet in Vermont." And I was like, "Oh, that's sick." So I was like, "Let me try that next year instead of like doing nothing." So I trained over the summer and I joined cross country and I just fell in love with it. So yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I was a walk-on here. Like, I didn't run at all in high school, but the old coach, when I was a freshman on orientation, he approached me. I was like walking in the Lee Center atrium and he was like, "You look like you run." I was like, "Kind of. Like, I run a little bit." And he's like, "Do you want to join cross country?" I was like, "Yeah." So kind of just like went from there. Like, I just fell in love with it. Like, I just fell in love with like the team environment and just like the sport in general. So yeah.
So Bri, you bring that up. You're jumping ahead of me here. So you were a walk-on here and now you're an all-conference athlete. Tell me a little bit about this process for you, because that's pretty amazing. Not many can say that. Tell me a little bit about, like, obviously, you know, you were approached that day and you were kind of like, yeah, sure. You had to be a little nervous and like, I'm about to do a college sport. Didn't think this wasn't in the books for me. Kind of tell me a little bit about what that's been like, you know, doing something that maybe when you're going into your third year, 3 years ago, you weren't really considering.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't like come into school at all thinking I would do athletics, especially because I didn't do anything in high school like at all. My high school was super competitive. I like tried out for a couple teams, but like I never made it because there's so many people at my school. But it was hard, especially at first. Like, I was dealing with a lot of injuries, especially shin splints. So I just had to like push through that. But I think I'm at a better spot now. Yeah.
So you guys are both in your third year. So you have 2 years down, 2 to go. And every year, you know, as we talked a little bit about this before, every year brings new challenges, new things into your year. You guys have one really new aspect to your teams this year, both for cross country and track. You have a brand new coach. Tell me a little bit about what it's been like with Coach Blanding. You guys are, you know, have a meet today. So you've been into your season now for a couple of weeks, and you guys will start track up here in a couple of months, but you guys will, you know, kind of you're getting into your groove with him as your coach. Tell me a little bit about what that transition has been like, because you were back-to-back track conference champions. And so you guys kind of have a little routine underneath your belt, and now you have a brand new coach, you know, kind of helping you guys out. Tell me a little bit about what that's been like.
Kind of like came together and like gave him like some ideas on how like we work or how we worked in the past and everything. Just with like how our schedules work, because I know he just had a brand new baby with his fiance, and it's hard for his like schedule to work around, you know, coming here and being with his family and everything. So we kind of like helped him out with that and everything. Just like telling him like how we usually do things.
Right, because I mean, the last 2 years, obviously things were working for you guys. You don't necessarily want to stray away from that too much. So you're putting all your brains together and obviously going to come out really successful with that one. So I think that, I mean, yeah, I can see how that would be successful.
Yeah. I mean, he's been great. Like, he's a great coach. I think we've gotten into our groove pretty well this season with him. Like, it's been pretty good. I think like we're doing pretty good as a team.
So little bit more in cross country here before we switch our little routes and we go to your other sport. You guys have a meet today, and today, which I have just now learned, is a pretty like big meet for you guys. Tell me a little bit about like today. You guys will travel. You got 4 hours on the road. Well, it's a little rough, but you gotta love it. You gotta love traveling, right? So tell me a little bit about today, and then I want to talk about the prep for today. So tell me a little bit about this meet that you guys are heading up to today.
So Paul Short is this huge meet that's held at Lehigh in Pennsylvania. And it's just a huge meet where like a ton of D1, D2, like D3 schools come together and we all race. And I'm pretty sure there's like some high schools that come and race.
I think that's a separate meet, like race though.
Oh, okay.
So there's like
that's a whole
races
different like
throughout the day. So I think we're running at like 4:00 tomorrow, but it's pretty crazy. There's like, how many teams are on the line? It's like 40, over 40, like something like that. It's like a crazy number.
Yeah.
It's like you start out and there's just so many like people on the line. And then all of a sudden you just go and you have to funnel into like the course. Cause obviously like you can't all like
Right, all 40 of you are not going down.
on the same line. So you have to basically funnel. And it's just like, I feel like that really gets your adrenaline going because it's like, you just get like, we ran freshman year. We didn't go last year, but you just get like this tunnel vision. You're like, oh my God.
And like the amount of people that are like surrounding, like family, friends that are like cheering, it's just so like, it really gets you going. It's really exciting.
So you have this meet, you will race tomorrow. You guys will travel up there today. Kind of tell me about your prep for, these meet days. So you guys obviously will train all week to a certain level. You guys may take it back a little bit, once you head into the end of the week, maybe you don't. But tell me a little bit about how you're prepping for your meets. Kind of like what works best maybe for you individually. Maybe what works for Maddie doesn't work for Bri. Tell me a little bit about what works for each other or for you guys, I guess, more or less.
Yeah, I mean, my schedule's been weird this season, so I practice like way earlier than everyone else.
Yeah.
But I mean, we have 2 workouts a week. On like weeks we don't have a meet, it's Tuesday, Friday. But this week it was Tuesday, Thursday because we're not running today a whole lot. So we're just taking it easier like on the end of the week, like you said. But Tuesday was just like a normal day. I think for me, definitely drinking a lot of water.
Yeah. I was going to say that's probably a big key to success.
Really hydrated.
Drinking a lot of electrolytes and stuff.
Yeah, a lot of electrolytes, a lot of water. But I think just keeping your normal routine also helps. Like I do have a meet this weekend. I want to keep some things normal, but also keeping that kind of in the back of your head and just mentally preparing yourself as well. Because I feel like cross country is more mental than anything.
Yeah.
Like you just have to sort of know, like, think about what you're doing. Like, how will this affect me this weekend? Like, or even like last week, we were thinking about it. Like, how are the things we're doing right now, like, going to affect us next week?
Right. Maddie, real quick before you go, what is a typical, so you say Tuesday was like normal for you guys. What does that look like for you guys? Like what's a typical kind of practice, like run look like for you guys?
So it kind of depends on like our training. Like in the beginning of the year, Tuesdays were more like longer distance like workouts, and now we're kind of working on our speed. So like a Tuesday we kind of go to a track and then we do like shorter reps of everything, so like 300s or something, or like hill sprints. We do a lot of hill sprints
No thank you.
they're really helpful.
I'm sure they are.
I actually do love hill sprints.
We really like hill sprints.
They're my favorite.
Never in my life did I think I would ever hear anybody say they love hill sprints. More power to you, I guess.
What did you do on Tuesday? Did you do 600s? I don't know if it was different.
Yeah, I think we did like 600 repeats.
Yeah, so we did like 600 repeats around the track.
3 sets of 4 600s.
3 sets of 4 600s. I think it was 3 sets of 3.
I'm thinking about that in like swimming terms. If I had to do that in the pool, I think I'd cry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like and usually like coach gives us like a certain pace or like a different pace, like an LT pace if we're not feeling like too great, but yeah, and usually like he explains it well, and it goes well.
So going back, what works best for you? Kind of like, what are you doing throughout this whole week to get you ready for tomorrow?
I feel like Bri and I kind of do the same thing, like I try to keep my schedule and everything like as normal as possible, like when I'm eating, like sleep wise and everything, because I don't want to like I've always been told like don't try anything new, like any new foods, because like that's just gonna mess you up. I try to drink as much water as possible, and electrolytes and everything. And yeah, I try to visualize the meet as well. Even
I do that too.
yeah, even though like I don't know the course, maybe, or like know the course as much as last time, like I try to visualize it. I try to go in like telling myself like I know what I'm doing, like yeah, just going with a lot of confidence too.
And so you guys kind of have a little bit of an off season, not really like super long, but you guys kind of have some time between cross country and track. What are you guys doing in your off season to help get ready for track? Because it's a little bit different, the training and all that I'm sure is a little bit different. Distances are different, events are different. What are you guys doing in those months where you aren't necessarily racing and having meets? Kind of like, what are you guys doing to stay in shape, stay ready to go? What do you guys do?
Honestly, because like I said before, like I dealt with a lot of shin splints. So for me, mostly it was like cross training. Like I would bike, I would swim, elliptical, like that sort of thing. I think I'd do that more than running in my off season. And then another big thing for me, like over this past summer, is I would go to the gym and lift a lot and try to do that as much as possible and just like build up strength for the season.
Right.
Usually, well, when cross country ends and everything, typically we go into like training where it's like just 2 or 3 times a week, and it's just like easier runs. We don't do as many like workouts and stuff. So that, and last year I'm more used to like cross training, like aqua jogging or ellipticaling, but this year I've been like healing and everything, so I'm getting more into running. And like typically over the summer I work as a lifeguard, so we do a lot of like strength training there too, just to keep in shape. And yeah, that also kind of like goes into my training, I guess.
So you'll do all that. And so obviously what you do in the off season really works, because I'm looking at your shirts here and it's worked the last 2 years. So kind of tell me a little bit about what that's, what that was like. You guys won your Atlantic East Conference Championship in track and field back to back. And that's just, it's one of the greatest feelings ever. So tell me a little bit about the emotions you were feeling. Kind of tell me about that weekend. Let's go last year. Let's just talk about the most recent one and kind of tell me a little bit, walk me through, those emotions in that weekend.
So I was kind of like new to it. It was like a new feeling for me because my freshman year I was injured. So I didn't really, I was out for the season. So last year it was just like very exciting, like the energy was really high. And I felt like very confident with our team. I just kind of like knew going into it, I was like, we got it,
Yeah.
So,
I mean, it was fun. Like it was a great weekend. Like, what did you do? You did like the 800.
I did the 800,
yeah, that's good. Tell me, I want to know what events you did.
I did the 3K steeple, which that was new to me. That was so.
What is that?
So it's 3K, which is like 1.8 miles around the track, and it's actually pretty awesome. And you run around, and there's these big steeples. Yeah, it's like a big, it's like a hurdle, but like thicker and taller.
Yeah.
And you jump over them, and then there's one like in the corner that you jump over and land into water, and you do that for 1.8 miles. So it kind of when coach was like, "You're gonna do steeple," I was like, "Don't horses do that?" I was like,
"Isn't that a horse thing?"
Yeah.
So wait, are you doing that and like you're jumping in water, you get up and you run again?
Yeah, you just keep going. It's like a whole thing. You have to learn how to like kind of climb onto it and then like try to jump over the water as much as possible, because it does get deep. And me being short, it does not help when it like lands up to here and I'm just soaking.
Oh my god!
So yeah, but it is really fun.
It was really fun to watch.
Yeah,
it's probably one of my favorite events.
It's fun to watch. Yeah,
it is fun to watch. You just step around in puddles all day.
So Bri, what were your events that weekend?
I ran, my main event was the 10K. So that's like 6-something miles. It's like 30.
Me thinking yesterday, I ran 3.5 miles and I'm like, yep, I was really doing something. Anyways.
I did that the year before too, but it was just like, I don't know. I think it was just a way to like push myself, especially like, I think the distance really, it was a lot. Cross country, I don't mind as much, but track, you're just.
Circle.
It's like. So it was hard. I think it's like mentally tough.
Yeah.
But yeah. That's cool. I'd do it. I'd do it again.
I love watching you.
So you bring up a really good point. You said this earlier and you just touched on it now. Cross country, track, the whole nine is a very mental kind of sport. Tell me a little bit about how you tackle that, because obviously you have to watch it because it's so mental. You have to like think about everything. How are you guys like handling your mental health and that mental capacity of your sport?
Yeah, I mean, it's really easy to get into your own head sometimes, especially like when you're nervous. And I think something we both do really well is we just try to stay positive. Like, even if you have to like fake it till you make it, like we just kind of decided one day, like, you know what, like it just like sucks, like being so nervous all the time about everything.
Doesn't suck that much.
For me it does, but like I just don't, just like, yeah.
You kind of have to make the best of it.
Yeah,
and so you might as well like kind of take the positive outlook on that.
I mean, yeah, like it's not every day is gonna be perfect either. Like, you know, maybe you didn't drink enough water, maybe the weather's gonna suck, maybe I don't know what else could go wrong. There's so many things, like
sick, like
maybe you're sick, yeah, like you have a cold. Like there's so many things that like play a role in how well you run that day. So I think just staying positive is like our biggest thing, and like, you know, like being thankful for like our team and all the work we put in. You just gotta have to trust yourself. Like, okay, I put in the work, I've showed up, and then just take it from there and take it like one step at a time.
Yeah. I do like struggle with like trying to be positive like all the time, because like it is very easy to just be negative or look at the negative and everything, or like get like the nerves like just take over. And I feel like also like I struggled in the past with like having confidence in myself while I was running. And like I've definitely like worked on that, and I feel way more confident when I'm going into a meet. But yeah.
So cross country and track and field are both very individualized sports. And I kind of understand that to a certain extent. But at the end of the day, you have a team score, and that's how you guys are scored. You're earning points, individually, but together you're earning points for your team. So obviously you talk about getting in your own head and trying to be positive. But what are you doing? Or like what works for you guys to like lift your teammates up when they're having a hard time? I mean, I'm sure you've obviously seen Bri, you've shown up one day, and Maddie, you've just been it just wasn't your day. Like, what are you guys doing? Like what works best for you guys to kind of lift your teammates up, bring in that positive outlook kind of, all together?
Well, I think we have very good like communication on our team. So like if we are having like a tough day, like we communicate that. And I think we all kind of understand that, and then we can like work around that. Like if they need like space, then we give them space. Or if they need just like someone to like hype them up, like be like, you're doing a great job, like high five, like then we'll do that. I think we work around those types of things, and we yes.
It's a very like you said, like it's a really understanding like environment. Mm-hmm. If someone's having a bad day, like that's okay. Like everyone has bad days. So we're like, it's okay. Like, I think vibes are really contagious. So we try really hard to like, if we see like someone's having a bad day or whatever, like, good job. Just like them, just try
things like
just simple things like that. Like even just be like, hey, like good job on that rep. Like that was really good. Like stuff like that.
Because even like the smallest thing could really help someone.
Yeah.
Just like small affirmations could really help, or
and just trying to like spread positivity throughout the team.
Yeah.
So last year I talked to Avery at the beginning of the year, and she told me a little fun fact about herself. And I'm curious if like maybe you guys participate in this, or like you have your own little interesting little factoid. Avery told me that she doesn't race in socks. Is that true?
Yeah, she does not.
That's so weird. I'm like, is that true? Is there anything that you guys do that's kind of crazy? Like to me, that's like actually insane.
I don't race in socks either. So
me personally, I like wearing my socks.
Like I
don't know. I don't like wet socks. I understand.
I mean, that's fair.
Like Avery's point, I'm like, I don't like wet socks. I
feel like spikes are also like very skin tight, so not wearing socks is like
it's okay.
Normal. I feel like a lot of runners do that actually. Yeah.
It's just crazy to me.
I just like
each their own.
I don't know if we have any like weird things. So
wait, no,
so pretty much every meet, we really like pickles. So pretty much every meet we'll bring a jar of pickles.
Big jar, like a jumbo jar
Like the one you get like a Costco size?
No, not like that.
Oh, okay.
But like
okay.
a normal size one.
Okay. Like a really big normal size one.
Yes, exactly.
Always kosher dill, always sea salt, electrolytes, right?
Yep.
And after the meat, we'll just crack it open, and then I'll share pickles, and then Maddie always drinks the juice.
I drink the whole jar.
She drinks
That's
the whole
valid.
thing. Yeah.
That's kind of good. I like pickles. So like that to me is not crazy. Somebody else might look at them and be like, what the heck?
Yeah, like what are you doing? And then also, I just thought of this one, but every single time we're like lining up, Bri and I always look at each other and we go 3, 2, 1, and we scream each
really
other
loudly.
to like hype each other up, and it really helps.
Yes, I think so.
I love it.
It gets like excited.
Yeah. I mean, I could see that screaming at each other. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Do we have anything else? I don't think so. That's kind of
not
it.
that weird.
No. You have to be a little weird to be a distance runner, but like we're
We're not that weird. We're not that nerdy.
Backstory, the media day photos when y'all scream at each other.
Yeah. Yes.
Hey, the more you know. Make sure you, insert picture of Maddie and Bri like screaming at each other.
I think we have a picture of us like
screaming. Yeah. Or like all of us like one last year or something. Yeah.
what about that other picture? The one where Jacob was like, what's going on?
Oh, when we're all posing. We did one where we're like William Dafoe, Lin-Manuel Miranda. Like we're doing all the poses. Robert Downey Jr. like on the floor.
Oh,
with
true.
His feet up.
True.
Yeah.
All right.
Pretty sick.
So I'm excited for this little last part that we're going to do here. We're going to test the friendship here that I got sitting in front of me. Okay. So I'm going to ask, these are kind of like basic questions. Obviously this is not a true test of friendship. I think you guys are, well, maybe it is. Maybe it is. I'm going to ask you guys some questions and you're going to answer it for the other person. So what is each other's like favorite color?
You go.
Breeze is green.
Yes, it is green. Yours is pink.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Good job. Okay. Before I ask the next one, do you both drink electrolytes?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Favorite flavor of electrolytes?
Should we go like the ones we've had recently, like in the cans?
Yeah.
Okay. I think you like the watermelon. Yeah.
I think you like the either cherry lime.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I was gonna say that or citrus.
I like
the citrus.
I don't like the citrus.
No.
That's my least favorite.
Oh, I like that one.
Yeah.
Are y'all talking about like the element ones?
Yes. Yeah.
I love
We've got,
those.
like 5 packages of those.
Really?
It's so
Max
many.
gave us so many. He was like, "You got you a present." I'm like,
Yeah. I was like, what
"What is it?" And he's just
What is
boxes
it?
and boxes and just
Like electrolytes.
That's nice. That's super nice. Okay. So another pre-question before I ask this. So you guys are music people, correct?
Yes.
Okay. What type of music do you guys, or does each listen to before racing?
Bri loves like 60s and 70s like rock, like Led Zeppelin, like all of that. And I know that because she always takes aux, and it's great. I love it. But that's what she always listens to.
I feel like for you, it kind of depends on your mood, like what mood you're in. But lately, I think you've been listening to more like rap to like hype yourself up a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember.
That or like sometimes like heavy metal.
Yeah, heavy metal.
Yeah.
With that, yeah. But like,
Heavy metal. Maddie, you don't strike me as a heavy metal girl. I like it.
Yeah. My dad always listens to it. So I'm like, okay.
True.
I really like it. So
Okay. And then the last one I'm going to ask is like, what is the favorite like pre-race? Okay. Well, count pickles out of this one because we just talked about that. Like favorite pre-race like snack. Like what do you guys like maybe like what is that like pre-race fuel that each of you are eating?
I feel like Bri always makes like when we're getting ready because we together.
we do that together.
Yeah.
Sweet.
And she always makes like a bagel in the morning when she wakes up. I feel like that, like, kind of, just more
Kind
like
of
carb. Like cinnamon raisin.
No,
This
I swear someone had like cinnamon
that was
bread.
Lily.
Oh, hurry.
So what kind of bagel is it?
It's a whole wheat bagel.
Whole wheat bagels. Right. You're
It's
fancy.
so good.
They are really good. I actually do like
Bagel.
wheat
I
bagels.
just feel like an old person. Like,
Yeah.
no, like I feel like
I
an
like
old
that.
person.
Yeah.
No, you have like, what do you have? I don't see you eat anything ever. Like,
I do
I
eat.
know you eat. It's just like I'm never in the room when you're eating.
I usually eat I eat like in the van.
Okay. Okay, in the morning.
Or like what
Like
what
maybe I'll take a hint. Drink? Yeah.
Recently.
Long espresso?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's her. She likes her long espresso.
That's my fuel.
Half. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So you're a coffee girl?
Kind of.
Both coffee girls?
Yeah.
All right, last one. I lied. I think I might have said this the last one. So now last one. What are the coffee orders? Do we know?
Where? Like Starbucks or like just like how we'll make it in the morning? We gotta be.
Which do you prefer?
I feel like you don't go to Starbucks.
I don't really get coffee as much.
Okay, so then how are you like making it? Like what do you know?
I mean, I feel like whenever we do go to Starbucks, you just get like an espresso or something. Yeah, mine's really complicated. There's like 4 different answers.
Like,
you could give though.
okay, sometimes it's matcha. Does that count?
Yeah, I mean that
Matcha
counts.
sometimes.
What
about like coffee though?
Cold brew with like oat milk and some ice and some cream. No, sometimes in the dining hall you put creamer.
Yeah, I do put creamer.
Sometimes.
That's like accent. That's a good guess. I think it's normally like if it's like dining hall coffee, it's like
Dining hall coffee is like
a
yeah,
a little bit in it, and then
coffee
from Starbucks I will get like a cold brew or something with like oat milk, and then like
or sometimes
some
like
type of
for
flavor.
races like you just get cold brew.
Yeah, just
That's
black,
it. Yeah.
black cold brew.
Cold.
So you don't
I like it.
mess up your tin.
That was a hard question because I feel like I mix it up.
yeah.
Hey, you got the matcha. You were on it with that. That still counts. That's caffeine. It goes hand in hand. All right, ladies. I absolutely love talking to both of you today. This is top 10 up there. One of my favorite podcasts I've had. This one was so much fun. Just a bunch of laughs. Yeah. Good luck this weekend. Super excited to hear about how this weekend goes. I know you guys have bright futures ahead of you for the end of your cross country season and when track and field starts up there in the spring. So good luck to you tomorrow. And thank you guys for joining me today.
Thank you so much.